How to knit the alternating cable cast-on, left-handed. For this tutorial, you will need a pair of knitting needles. Special thanks to our sponsor Skacel for providing today's needles. Today we are using their Addi Natura line in the size US 8. And a ball of yarn. Special thanks to our sponsor Imperial Yarn for providing today's yarn. Today we are using their Aran line in the color Rain. The alternating cable cast-on is a variation of the cable cast-on that is specifically geared towards ribbing. It has a lot of the same characteristics of the cable cast-on, including its durable edge, but it also allows for a lot more horizontal stretch that you would need when doing ribbing. So this makes it a great stitch for doing the cuffs of a sweater or a hat, because you're going to have that durable edge where you're going to need a lot of wear and tear because there's going to be a lot of movement and rubbing on that edge if it's on a sock or the cuff of a sweater. So let's show you how to do it. Step 1, we're going to take our main needle here, we're going to create a slip knot with our tail of our yarn, and we're going to place the slip knot onto our main needle and tighten it down. Now if you don't know how to do a slip knot, I kind of went real quick, you can check out the video on our website. For step 2, we're going to take our working needle and we're going to insert it into the slip knot that we just created. We're going to create an X with our slip knot, and then we are going to work this stitch like we would a knit stitch. So we're going to wrap the yarn over the working needle and draw the yarn through. Now for step 3, we're going to draw a little bit extra yarn through here, and we're going to place this big loop that we've created onto our main needle and tighten that down. Okay, and this is just like the knitted cast-on, the same way that you would do that. Now, what we're going to do a little bit differently here is for the cable cast-on, normally we would go in between these two stitches on our needle, and we would go in knitwise, which is coming from the front through the back here, just like this. The difference here is we're going to go purlwise. So we're going to come through the back of the stitch here, just like this. And again, right in between the two stitches. And we're going to work this like a purl stitch. So this is going to be step 4. We're going to wrap the yarn over the needle, and we're going to draw it through. Okay, and we're going to, again, make that extra loop here. Now for step 5, we're going to place that loop onto our main needle and tighten it down. Okay. For step 6, we're going to then do what we do for the normal cable cast-on and come in knitwise in between those two stitches, just like that. And we're going to work the yarn like we normally would. Wrap it over, draw it through. We're going to draw that extra loop. And for step 7, we're going to place that loop on the tip of our needle and tighten it down. Okay, so we're going to repeat this sequence starting with step 3, I believe. We're going to come through the back purlwise, wrap the yarn over, and pull it through. We're going to create a little bit of slack there and place that stitch onto our main needle. Then we'll do the opposite with it knitwise. Draw the yarn through, place it on our needle. Okay, and we're just going to go back and forth like this, alternating. And what this is doing is it's creating both knit stitches and purl stitches. Now there's a little bit of a difference in this stitch from normal cast-ons that you would do for ribbing. And what usually happens is you'll have a recessed stitch and a stitch that is protruding. It's more out. Normally the stitch that's further out, that's closest to you, that creates kind of a bump, is going to be your purl stitch. But in this case, the recessed stitch is actually going to be the purl stitch. So this one here is a purl stitch, this is a knit stitch, purl, knit, purl. Alright, and we are going to start here with a purl stitch, and then we've got a knit stitch next to that. So to have a symmetrical looking cast on, you're actually going to want to end on an odd number of stitches. What that will do is allow you to start and end with the same stitch, and it'll make your fabric look a little bit nicer. Okay, so we've ended here right now with a knit stitch. We would want to add one more stitch, so we would start and end with a purl stitch. So your multiples will just be 2 plus 3, or 2 plus 1 if you're starting from scratch, or however your pattern says that you should start. Alright, so just continue repeating those steps until you've cast on all of the stitches required by your pattern. And that's how you knit the alternating cable cast on. And here's another look at the finished cast on edge. Want more New Stitch A Day? Check out our website at newstitchaday.com.